learn something new, I just go, I can't believe this. Guys, I've been absolutely floored the last couple of weeks by what I've learned about our solar system. In fact, this week, our IT guy, Jonathan Howard, he had this computer program showing what it would look like if we slowly pulled away from the earth and took steps away from the earth, and what we would see, as we pass the moon, as we pass the sun. And I want to share it with you, okay? I want to show this to you because it's when you consider and think about these things that your view of God and your awe of why he would love you, it just increases by so much. And so look at the screen. I'm going to explain what you're seeing right now. First of all, this is the earth. Okay? Just you're taking off from the earth from Southern California, and we're going to rise up for a little bit here. Okay? We're going to pull away from it. We're going to pull higher. Now, this is at about 10 kilometers. Like if you climb Mount Everest, this is what you'd see. You'd see the curvature of the earth from that distance. Now we're going to climb up even higher. This is at 100 kilometers. And you're a fourth of the way to the space station now. This is what you'd see. If you get to this level, you're considered an astronaut. Just if you ever get there. Okay, now we're going 100,000 kilometers. 100,000 kilometers from the earth. You're a fourth of the way to the moon. That's what the earth would look like. Now we're going to pull away to 1,000,000 kilometers. At 1,000,000 kilometers, there's the moon. Okay, there's the moon. You can barely see the earth. You're at 1,000,000 kilometers now. You're past the moon. And now we're going to go to 100 million kilometers. 100 million kilometers. You're still not to the sun. The sun's 93 million miles away. But now we're going to go to 10 trillion kilometers. There's the sun. Okay, you just passed the sun. Now you would see all of the planets at 10 trillion kilometers. And now we're at 10 to the 15th power. That means 10 with 15 zeros. I don't know what that number is. 15 zeros, and the sun's just like a bright dot amidst other stars. And now we're going to 10 light years away. At 10 light years away, come on, let's go. Zoom, there you go. 10 light years away. Now you just see the sun with like 11 other stars that are kind of its neighbors. That's our sun. And now we're going to go 1,000 light years away. At 1,000 light years away, you wouldn't even see our sun anymore. These are just a bunch of stars close to it in this cluster inside the Milky Way. Now we're going to zoom out even further, and that's the Milky Way we live in. See that cluster of stars? Those are about 100,000 stars that are closest to our sun. You can't see our sun anymore at this point. Now this is our Milky Way galaxy, and forget about the Earth. Okay, there's our Milky Way galaxy that we live in. And we're just buried in there somewhere. And we're going to pull out even further, and you'll see that our galaxy is actually, it's a big galaxy, and all those other things you're seeing now are galaxies. And we're going to pull away 10 million light years now. His next scene is 10 million light years. Those are all galaxies you see. Amidst our Milky Way, several hundred galaxies. Now we're going to go 100 million light years away. This is the last one. We're going to zoom out to 100 million light years. Those are all clusters of galaxies. Galaxies and clusters of galaxies. You won't even see our Milky Way galaxy anymore amidst that. We don't have telescopes that go beyond that little sphere there. They say at 100 million light years, that's as far as our telescopes would go. And they say at that point, our telescopes aren't powerful enough, and our knowledge of physics isn't complete enough to understand what happens there. Because they say actually they believe that that's an actual edge. And they say if we could understand what's on the other side, they believe that's where time began, because they say at that point, time and space are actually curved. Now, to try to understand that right now, there's no way, okay? There's no way to simplify it. Maybe if we had hours and we just kept the Asians behind, we could understand this together. But, no, I'm kidding. I don't get it. But it's just this whole idea. But you guys probably do, huh? But there's this whole idea that, you get to this edge, and it's like, time and space. You know how they say if you go with certain speed, The time slows down and light, and it's just this whole understanding, but you just go, are you kidding me? What is this? You know, I was studying just our Milky Way, just that galaxy that we live on. And I was reading about it this week, and it was explained that the shape of this galaxy we live in it's like a pancake. It's like this big pancake with a bulge in the middle. And yesterday when I was making breakfast, I made a little replica of it. This is not to scale. Okay, but it's this whole idea of, okay, if this were our galaxy, that's pretty good, huh? Put a little golf ball in there and flipped it. Okay. If this were our galaxy, this is so fascinating. Okay, there's no, not even a chance that I could make a speck visible to the human eye to show us our whole solar system. Okay, there's no way that you would see our whole solar system, our sun, everything within this galaxy. Because you know how big this is? A light year. Okay, a light year is traveling at the speed of light. The speed of light is 186,000 miles a second. Think about that. 186, if you could go 186,000 miles in 1 second, that's fast. 186,000 miles in a second. That's a light year. No, that's a speed of light. A light year is traveling at 186,000 miles a second for a whole year. Imagine how far you would go. In 1 second, much less 1 year. That's a light year. Do you know how long it would take to get from one edge of our galaxy to the other? 100,000 light years. So to get from this edge to this edge, you would have to travel at 186,000 miles per second for 100,000 years. You just go, what? That doesn't make any sense. That's how long it would take to get from one edge to the galaxy to the other. So imagine how fast you would pass the Earth within the first fraction of a second, as the Earth is just a few thousand miles in diameter. I mean, you can't even measure that within a second, and you're going to travel for 100,000 years at the speed of light to get from one edge to the other. There's no way you would see our Earth, that our Earth is buried in this somehow. And the last scene where I showed you where all those galaxies, do you know how many of these things are out there? They're estimating about 350 billion. 350 billion galaxies. And we're buried as this tiny planet inside of one of these. And God says, I've set my glory above the heavens. Are you fascinated by what I made? You should see me. The God who created all of this. See, and it blows me away how people will walk in here and think they're big. Are you kidding me? You guys, I was praying for today, and I'm going, you know, Lord, I don't really have to say anything. Psalm 19 says the heavens declare the glory of God. See, I can sit here and try to use words to describe how great our God is and try to declare to you how great he is. And God says, my heavens will do that for me. Psalm 19 says, night after night, they pour forth speech. I'm just going to let creation speak for itself today. In fact, I'm going to show you another video. And this is just a scene. Because I don't want to say a whole lot. I just want you to look, and whatever God's going to do in your heart, he's going to do in your heart. But this video is going to be a picture of you, kind of similar. You're pulling away from the earth. But the difference in this one is, what it does is, you know, we have this Hubble Space Telescope that takes pictures of things out there in space. And they're going to look like paintings, but they're real pictures. And the whole idea, these are things that we see out there. And what you're going to see along the way is, you know, you'll go part of the way and you'll see the space telescope. The space station. Go a little further, you're going to see the moon. It's what you would see along the way as you go further, further, further. And then once you get out, to the edge of what we can see, and the edge of the universe, 100 million light years, it's just going to slowly zoom you all the way back to the earth. And I just want you to see this earth that you live on, and this world, and this universe that God created, and allow God to speak to your heart and your soul about who he is and who you are in relation to him. So just fix your eyes on the screen.